my name is Teschon, and I wrote my paper on depression and the challenges that it presents among the aging population. Now, according to my research, I found that low self-esteem presents as a huge challenge to the formation of depression, especially among the elderly. Now, first of all, let me talk about low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is the accumulation of negative thoughts and experiences over time that lead to the development of a negative view of oneself. This encompasses one's personal beliefs, worth, value, and whether or not they're able to contribute to society. This is dangerous because if one's sense of self-worth is altered in any way or disrupted, one can begin to feel unworthy, unloved, underappreciated, and just of no value to society. Therefore, according to one researcher, individuals with low self-esteem are more sensitive to denial and have a tendency to withdraw and reduce interpersonal closeness after conflict, thereby declining attachment, support, and satisfaction in close relationships, according to an article titled "Low Self-Esteem Leads to Depression Among the Elderly," a case study of a nursing home. Now, there are two factors that I found through my research that contribute to the development of low self-esteem that include locus of control as well as physical barriers. Now, there is an internal or an external locus of control. Internal locus of control is where individuals feel that life's events and circumstances are within their control and they're able to control them. Whereas external locus of control, the events of everyday life and the circumstances are outside of their control. This is more serious because if an individual feels like he or she is unable to control life circumstances, they may lose confidence in themselves and develop low self-esteem. Another factor would be physical barriers, especially in the elderly. Physical barriers such as visual impairment, hearing loss, being more difficult walking. These can be barriers that can actually cause individuals to feel unworthy and just unable to contribute to society. Thereby, they can develop low self-esteem. Now that I've talked about low self-esteem, let's now look at depression specifically. Now, depression is a serious mood disorder that encompasses feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, a sadness, and a disinterest in activities. This is a serious disorder because this can not only impact the brain in the way one feels and thinks about themselves, but also their body as well, and can actually lead to serious diseases later on. So depression, first of all, impacts the brain. Let me talk about that. So depression alters or can cause a depletion in three chemical messengers in the brain that include serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine. Now, these are mood regulator messengers, and they relay messages to three areas of the brain: the amygdala, hippocampus, and thalamus. Now, these areas of the brain are important for mood regulation, memory, and sensory input. So if there's a depletion of these messengers, this can lead to these feelings of hopelessness and worthlessness and the development of depression. Now, depression not only impacts the brain, but also the body as well. As a result of these areas of the brain being impacted, it can lead to feelings of fatigue, loss of appetite, lack of sex drive, memory impairment, and so many other issues as a result. And this is serious, especially in the elderly, because it can cause them to reduce their social group settings, as well as start to seclude themselves in their homes and no longer want to do activities that they used to love to do. And this can really cause them to mentally and physically decline. So it really is important to be able to diagnose depression early on. But depression can not just impact them in little ways, such as causing them to not want to engage in social settings, but also can lead to serious diseases like osteoporosis. Now, according to one researcher, an article titled "Depression and Osteoporosis," this can lead to not only a loss of independence because of physical disability, but also feelings of despair, hopelessness, and low self-esteem that are markers of depression in individuals. So depression and osteoporosis are really connected. So osteoporosis, in more detail, is a bone disease that causes a weakening of the bones, so much so that individuals will begin to fear if falling for fear of getting a fracture. This is serious in the elderly because it can cause them to become depressed as a result, and vice versa. Therefore, in conclusion, it is important to diagnose depression early on so as that we can prevent issues like osteoporosis later on in individuals and thereby increase their overall quality of life. Thank you.